English Broken Businesses. We are all about Black excellence, bringing local entrepreneurs together to inspire and motivate you through business.
So it's simple. What you can do is to listen to this story and be inspired, and show to you guys nothing is impossible. If they can do it, so nathi singayenza bantwana basekhaya. Sit down and chill and listen to this wonderful story.
Follow your dreams.
So you have to invest in yourself first, and it always starts with yourself.
It's a freshly Thursday. Every Thursday we bring you nothing but the mouth-watering stories from Ekasi, from the hood. Bafethu, we are here today shooting with, other than the man himself. He's gonna introduce himself, guys, who he is, where is he from, Udumenghan, Uchunan. Before we can even start interviewing him, would like you, our followers, and those who are new to our site, do subscribe, do follow our channel, and also do share them on your TikTok, on your Instagram, on your Facebook Reels. We thank you guys for your support. Braga Shapuzeti.
Shapuzeti, bra.
Nati Braga.
Thank you for having me, my
Oh,
kid.
thank you. Thank you, Braga.
Thuli Jadezweni, that's my name. Okay. Otherwise known as Jada, otherwise known as Mr. Black and White.
Oh, wow. And you are wearing black and white.
I'm in uniform, I'm ready.
All right, cool. Okay, Mr. Jada, which one you prefer, Jada or Thuli?
Well, Jada.
Jada, okay, let's use the AKA.
Yeah.
Sure. So, who is Jada and where is Jada from?
Jada is a Xhosa man right now, hailing from Eastern Cape, little place called Mthatha.
Okay.
That's where I was born, and I was raised in Pretoria from 95. I was born in 93. And then from 95, 96 onwards, I was raised in Pretoria. But yeah,
wow.
From there, just traveling around the world, traveling around, the country.
Yeah.
But little town called Mthatha, like I said.
But where is
Mthatha? Maxhosa. My village is called Maxhosa, Ingasemqanduli.
Maxhosa, like Maxhosa.
Maxhosa.
Oh, Maxhosa, with a C.
Instead of the X.
Oh, okay. It is very important, Jada, that we always give a shout out to where we're from.
Home,
Exactly, because 5-10 years from now, these new kids, or the new generation, they will be watching these documentaries that you're profiling, and then they'll be like, son, Jade is from Ekaslan.
Yeah.
You understand? Yeah. So it's very important that you give a shout out from Emakos. Okay?
Blessings.
So you attended school there, like your lower primary, your high school?
So like I said, I attended school in Pretoria. From town, our days in town, we moved to town. In Pretoria, I was at Central, at Hamilton, close to PSS, Pretoria Secondary.
So you snob when you got in Pretoria.
I know, my parents worked, fairly good jobs.
Schools.
Yeah, my parents actually worked fairly good jobs, but for the longest time before we were living in Eastern Cape, and then those times apartheid and all those stuff. So they made their way, and then by the time I was born, we moved to Pretoria, and then from there everything grew. We ended up in Pretoria East. That's where now home is, Pretoria East, in a place called Moreleta Park. Close to Mainland Mall.
Yeah, I know.
So so my parents, I would thank them for that. They struggled for that little journey, but it was a long journey in a way.
It seems like for me it's a very interesting journey that you took, because from Mthatha to APTA, were you the only siblings or you had other siblings?
I had siblings,
Okay, when you number
I'm the last born.
Gee,
so like Jeng Butcher. So Jeng Butcher, I grew up very privileged, because my brothers saw all the struggles that my parents went through before we moved and all that.
Sure.
But I had 3 siblings, four of us. Now there's 2 of us left. My 2 brothers are late. You know, so my my oldest brother was late about 3 years ago. Yeah, so now there's two of us, you know, but like we come from a family that's very big, so I've always felt, you know, that, yeah, my family is extended. I have like other brothers and stuff, my cousins and sisters and whatnot.
Okay, so now growing up in that setup where you are a last born, were there maybe any challenges that you had? Because you did mention with the apartheid, like moving from one province to another, were there any maybe changes? I know that Pretoria there's no Xhosa speaking people there, even if there are, but what dominates is Sepedi, Lesotho. Right. So now having to change the language and the culture and everything. Were there any challenges when you got the Kopitori?
For me,
Yeah.
like I wouldn't say there were, because like I said, my environment was already set up for me to adapt and to actually carry through myself, but also to learn what was there. So Setswana kasibulela,
Yeah.
yeah, so I learned Setswana very quickly, and I'm actually the only one in my family who speaks
Who was Setswana?
Sure. So yeah, now I'm teaching them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I grew up with a lot of interest and curiosity. So I was always the kid who goes out, exploring, eating the fruits of our parents and our
Their
forefathers'
sweat
labor.
and their toys,
So
sure.
yeah, so I used that to my advantage when we got to Pretoria, where I made Tswana friends, and then I became friends with them. I had to learn quickly. But
Sure.
it's nice because when you're a child, you learn quickly.
Yeah, of course.
So I learned, and then I brought that back home. Like I said, so I would say the only challenges was losing my father at a young age, because when I was 6, that's when he passed away. And then now we had the whole dynamic of our family changed from there.
course,
So my mother had to take the reins. She had to support the whole family. She brought her siblings as well. So we all lived in one little space before we moved. But like also my father's passing sent sort of like a blessing, because it was what my mother used from my father's passing to grow us as a family. So that's when we moved to the east, and then we still have our spot in town. We rent it out and stuff like that. So nostalgic moments when we're there, but then now it's like a business there. So we used what we had, but like those were the challenges, was losing the family we had, because we're a big family, bro.
Oh, wow.
You know, it was me, it was my siblings, and it was my mother and her siblings, and then my father brought his siblings as well. So we were all in one house.
I can
and then
imagine.
when my father passed away, my mother moved us to a house now, like a house, because we're in a flat. So we moved into a house there. Now everybody starts getting their room. Now we start living like white people. So
You've got
it
your own
was,
space now.
so now it was a big change, but we adapted to that as well. The losses, and also while we grew up, we started losing family members. So I would say those were the main challenges for me. Growing up, it was just the loss of family and trying to figure out now, where do I fit in now? I'm a last born. So things changed, even the dynamics of how we were treated now. We had to be now, because my father, he was treating me like the last born.
You were getting all
I was getting all the love. I never used to get whipped, I never used to get beaten. But now, when it was now, my mother was the discipline, So she instilled the discipline in us, which I'm grateful for as well. It's part of what made me grow into who I am right now.
Wow, Jade, there's this thing that most of us black people, when we start losing family members, we kind of we lose the track, and we use that as an excuse. that I don't have a dad anymore, I don't have a mom anymore, I don't have my brothers, my siblings anymore. Did you maybe kind of have that?
Yeah,
When
I
you
think,
started losing them,
I
because
think-
now you've got questions at the back of your mind. Why is God doing this to me? Is it a punishment or what? Like, did you have those?
I think when it hit me the most, it was when I lost my brother, when I lost my first brother. It was 2004. Yeah, 2004. You know, where you're getting used to the life, and then I lost my brother a week after I lost my aunt, my mother's sister. So my mother lost her sister and she lost her son, in
which
a
is your
space of a
brother.
week.
Sure.
Because now we had to go to the funeral, then my brother was sick this side, and then he passed away while we were at the funeral that side. So that was that big like change for me. Where, and I was in boarding school. So I wasn't there.
You are on your own.
I wasn't there, yeah. I came back
So you
and
couldn't
I found
even
out.
attend?
Yeah, I only attended my aunt because now they told me that my aunt has passed away. I had to come back from school. And then when I came back from school, I hadn't seen my brother because he's in hospital. And then went to the funeral, then he passed away. So that was a big challenge for me. But I did, like, I think as I grew older, I started to realize that we lose people, all of us lose people. And now it's how you interpret it in terms of the people are always with you. That I realized that, well, my father's always been with me, my brothers are always with me, my aunt is always with me. When I travel, when I do whatever, when I have a dream, when I start pursuing my things, I talk to them. They're the ones who know the journey and the certain
So
things
it's
that.
what you're saying now, which you are carrying them with you now.
For sure. For sure.
So now, what happens after you matriculate? Like, Mopuma just gave up.
So the matriculating story is a funny one because when I was in high school, I did history, I did science, I did maths, I did IT. So art was never in my plans. Art was something that I did on a pastime as a hobby.
Okay.
So I had matric, and then I thought I was gonna do IT or maybe law.
Yeah.
But like in the middle of the year, I started thinking, these things, I don't like these things. I do them, I excel at them, but I don't like them.
Sure.
So I started, I was drawing one time, and then I just started researching what do I want to do actually. And I was confused at that time. I was really confused. And then I just found multimedia design while I was searching.
Sure.
So I only applied for one thing actually in my matric year. I only applied for multimedia design at UJ.
Yeah.
And I knew I'm gonna get this one.
Yeah.
It's the only thing. So my mother was like, hey, what about IT? What about these things and whatnot? I'm like, nah, I wanna do this. What is this? I don't even know. I have to explain it to her now. It's like a diverse thing, based on different things, because I had to also now study it and see. I knew that, okay, this thing is gonna make me have different career options and opportunities. That's why I chose it, because it had a diverse, it wasn't just one thing like law.
It's multimedia.
So it was multimedia. So I knew that, okay, I'm gonna learn what I learned and choose from there, because I was confused. So that's what I took. And then I went to Joburg, and that was my beginning of my journey in Joburg, because I had a fascination of Joburg. But I want to go to Joburg. And
like
Pretoria is a
South
bit...
African New York.
Yeah, Pretoria is also a bit quiet.
Sure.
It's so I told myself that I'm going to Joburg. And I went there, and it was a crazy journey. I almost failed my first year. Because of the craziness, and then I had to bounce back from that, So after that first year, That first year I was just there for Joburg. And then that second year now,
You were
I was
there
there
for,
for the
like,
art.
Ghanaian,
Yeah,
for sure.
now I was like, okay, because my mother gave me an
Joburg
option.
can get into your head.
For sure.
Yeah, and especially if maybe from the rural or you're from a place that's very quiet.
Exactly.
You know, the city lights and the vibe and everything, it can just like get into your head. And I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
So now on your second year, you are now focused into the art.
Yeah.
So what happens now?
Now I start meeting, you know, people that I work with even today. Abo Offense, Sishabela.
Sure.
You know, I start meeting Abo Levoy, Dlamini. You know, I start meeting people that.
SK.
Yeah, scale.
Sure.
Now, like, I realized that I made the right decision at that time, because even me almost failing made me meet the people I met
It
now.
was also a blessing in disguise.
Because in my first year, bro, I wasn't in a collaborative mood.
Yeah.
You know, so I wasn't I wasn't working with anyone. I wasn't feeling the vision at that time. It was yeah. So everyone was on that tip, and everyone was on by themselves and doing their own thing. But the second year, that's when I started meeting my friends, you know, my people. So from there, met my people. Now I started doing projects outside of school.
Yeah.
And also my brother, he does IT, so he hired me, you know, while I was at school. He started giving me jobs. So that's when I started now getting into the whole business side of it now. Start making a little money here, but also it was good for me because the projects that I was doing for my brother, I can send to school. So I used to use those projects, and then I go to school and I submit, get the marks as well. So
you were getting marks and you were getting money.
Yeah, this side.
What a hustler you are.
Yeah. So from there, that's when I learned how to like really get into the business side of things.
Sure.
In terms of now what I was doing, you know, because my brother opened up that door for me. He told me that no, you can do these things, you know, I have clients who need this and that. And I kept on, and I was living with him at the time, you know, in Midrand. So yeah, so now I was working with him directly. Every time I work with him, and then I bring back the stuff to school, and also remember that I almost failed. So I knew already the projects that we had. So I was already ahead of people. Yeah, so I was getting top marks. Yeah, so from there I was like, I took off. It took off, you know. So I was in Joburg, graduated 2015, and then I started working continuously from there. Because I was already working, and then I started doing my thing. I didn't go to any corporates after that. I just opened up my business, Black and White Pictures. You know, and then I had to convince my mother, you know, like, hey, this is what I want to do, and I've been doing this like this, but I want to push it, you know, and to this day, the rest was history. This is where we are now.
So what is some of the famous work or well-known work that you've done since that time or practice game?
Sure, bro. I think my favorites are some of the works we've done with Offense. You know, we've done a couple of documentaries before, like I said, with my friends. So I used to cover my friends because my friends are artists.
Sure.
And for me, I think they're big artists.
No, they are. Yeah. And shout out to Offense. Yeah. Shout out to Offense.
Shout out. Yeah. So I think they're big artists. So I used to cover them, and I used to use that to grow my business. Because I knew that they were gonna be big. Like they were doing already extraordinary work from there. So I used to cover them, knowing that okay, this work is gonna come.
Now you are also getting an exposure.
Exactly. So those are some of the things, you know. We have a documentary called La Voyage. It's about Levoy Dlamini, you know, artist from Soweto.
Sure.
Also a good friend of mine. We have Demo Crazy. It's a project that we did from 2020 when here in Cape Town, where Offense was exhibiting his work here.
Sure.
You know. So it's democracy. It's a play on the democracy. You know? It's so impactful type of work. Those are the type of things I like. But I worked in Joburg once for a firm.
Yeah, yeah.
It's called The Stylista.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was a fashion firm. So there, I think there is where I got a lot of exposure. Like I grew a lot in a short space of time. I worked there for like almost a year. So there it was in like Ilovo, there, Rosebank, in Ilovo. So a lot of the art scene. It's a bit like Cape Town as well, but like art scene and people there, famous people. So I started working now with different celebs and icons that are here. Abo AKA.
You like
Yeah.
the Bobanova himself.
Yeah,
Keegan.
taking some pictures of them, you know. I met a lot of people. About Kifilum, so I went to Fashion Week. So those were good things that
Fashion Week, the one in Santin or?
The one in Sentin. Was it in Sentin? It was in Melrose.
Oh, Melrose.
It was in Melrose.
Okay,
yeah,
sure.
it was in Melrose in 2019.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there I was working for the firm, and then COVID, obviously, you know, COVID things happened.
Sure, yeah.
But like I think apart from what I was doing on the side in documentaries and whatnot, that was one of my best experiences because now met a lot of people, bro. About DJ Speedster, actresses, you know. I met fashion people, and I have also like a deep love for fashion and especially.
No, I can see.
Thanks, man. Thanks. I have a deep love for fashion and especially high fashion.
Yeah.
You know, I like to show high fashion. So from there, I started working now with different type of people for that high fashion thing, and it gave me experience going out of it because in 2020 when COVID hit, I started now doing short films.
Oh, okay.
So I told myself, okay, I'm gonna do short films now, and these short films are gonna be based on fashion, but also culture, our cultures, different cultures, incorporating our languages, incorporating what it means to be Mtswana or Mxhosa or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So I was working with a guy called Sipiwe Lata,
Okay.
Lid. So he's a crazy artist. So I worked with him. He's a stylist, you know, and he creates art pieces and fashion pieces from garbage, from like trash.
Sure.
Yeah, so he makes them. Yeah. So I started working with him, you know, and then that was also one of the best things, bro.
Okay. So for someone maybe who's watching us and maybe they are contemplating when it comes to Escala, because you know after matric you have to be choosing your career, right? And they are watching us, they're like, if should I go for this career or for that career? Is there money in what you chose? Should I call it a career or should I call it a business?
I mean, it's both.
It's both.
Yeah, it's
so
the journey.
in your econ,
Yeah.
like Snogonogo Zwagit.
Yeah.
So you can make a living out of what you are doing.
You can definitely make a living, you know. Like I said, it's multimedia, so there's a lot of spaces and opportunities that you can go to, like web design, you can go into music, you can go into visuals, you can go into just graphic design if you want to. You can do almost anything, you know. And how I used to explain it to my mother, because my mother used to be like, what is this?
Yeah.
Then I'm like, if you look at everything, when you're going through the street, when you're on the road,
Sure.
everything that you see is what we do. If you're looking at the shops, you look at the signs, we design.
Okay.
If you're looking at whatever, if you're looking at the road and you see a stop sign or you see the yellow lane, that's what we do, you know, colors, you know. We design those things to send a message to people. So whatever we do is part of everything. It's part of everything. So there's money in it, clearly.
People can make a living.
Yeah, but now I won't say it was an easy journey because obviously this is a hustle. And for me, I took a different route by starting my own business. So some people started working for other people. You can go and work in firms at fashion labels or whatever. But yeah, it's like a journey, bro. So if you feel like you're not making money, and money shouldn't be a first objective, first of all, but like if you feel like you're not making money in this business, then you should find out why you did it in the first place. I think that's what will drive you to
The
continue.
why.
Because sometimes you can get a big paycheck, bruh, and like get a big paycheck now. I'm good for now. But then 6 months down the line, or 6 months will pass. 6 months will pass without a job. So you have to be smart. You have to know that whatever money you get for now is money that you need to split, and you need to continue the business. So in answering your question, whether there's money, there is money, but you have to put money to get money. So you have to invest in yourself first, and it always starts with yourself. You have to invest in whatever you do.
1 meter and then we want
If you get a meter, you must slice and people mustn't even see that. And for me, I have a vision, that in this business and in any business, you don't really need money. If you're actually doing business right, you don't need money. You need resources. So if you actually just accumulate enough resources from a young age, then you won't need to get money, or you won't need to pay for this or do that or whatever. You can use the people you have, or you can use the resources you have to actually get what you want, and then you'll get money from there. You get me? So
I did
you get me?
You know what, to our viewers out there, I'm being educated here by this gentleman. And listen, my brother, before we can just finish the conversation we have here.
Sure.
Where to from here? Because we've been go Soweto, we've been go Joe's, we've been go Sandton, we've been go Melrose Arch. Now you are here in Cape Town, and I know that Cape Town is like it is a mother city, but also it's very huge in the space of advertising, multimedia, and all that. So, where to from here, my brother?
I mean, for me, like I said, I'm an explorer, I'm a traveler, at heart.
Yeah.
So I want to travel the world for sure.
Okay.
I grew up watching Hollywood, bro. That's what made me love what I do. That's why I love doing short films and films in general. Yeah. So I want to visit like LA and see how it's going there,
It's gonna happen.
Yeah, obviously the industry there is different also. I want to learn as I go. I want to always learn and give back, to the people out here who haven't seen what I've seen. That's why I do visuals.
Sure.
Because now I want to give back the rawness. Whatever I see, I want people to see. Wow. And how I see it is now how I project it and how I display it to people. So from Cape Town here, we're doing our project here, Umpagati, by the way.
I got the flyer.
Yeah. So right now we're doing our project here where we're teaching some participants, kids, not really kids, they're adults, but how to monetize their business, how to expand themselves, how to, learn different mediums of art as well. So it's us giving back, but also us learning. Because I'm here in Cape Town, for a while now, and I haven't been here a lot of times, so I'm also learning the city itself, how it works, and the people here. And how I see Cape Town, it's like a trampoline for me, bro. Jump.
Sure.
Going up.
Going up.
Yeah.
It is, bro.
Going up. So we came down, to go up. That's how I see Cape Town.
Wow, wow. Guys, we thank you so much. You heard his story. What a very inspiring story. A man from Mtata, Pitori, Jozi, ended up here, Kokapa, a Cape Town, Bafetu. If you listen very careful, the things that he shared with us, it's all life lessons. It's all life lessons. The smaller business that you have, you are making a little cash there, you have to save, you have to make sure that the money you're making there, it's also going to, push your business or push your hustle for the next 3-6 months to come. So like we always say, as English Broken Business, we don't only showcase such stories, but we make sure that these stories are here to motivate you. These stories are here to inspire you. And if you are also interested to go in the same route that Jade himself he took, he just dropped the gems as to it's okay to fail, it's okay to go to a new city, a new place, and it's okay, And here he is now, he's in Cape Town, and he's making big moves. He's making big moves. He's on Umpagati, and there's other projects that he's involved with. Brayaka, where can we find you? Any social media pages?
So my website is bwpix.co.za. Otherwise, it's jadaville.com. You can also find me on Black and White Pictures on Instagram, BLAQNWHYTE. It's not like black and white, But yeah. So you can find me there on Facebook as well, And the rest, you'll find the details.
Danko is thank you, Brian. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us and also bringing us into your space. We're looking forward to see you, Brian, like skyrocketing.
Thank you
like
so
you
much.
said, already Cape Town is a trampoline. We came down and then we are going up.
Sure.
So we're looking forward to see you in all the streets. We're looking forward to see you painting Cape Town red, and painting the world, painting the country.
Watch out.
Yeah, watch out. They better watch out.
Keep watching. Just keep watching.
We are inspired, Brayaka. We are really, truly inspired. Yeah, thank you so much. As English Broken Business, please, let's do follow him. Let's do subscribe to his work and make sure that if you need his services, you can contact him. He's going to help you. Guys, thank you so much. We're closing it again. Iviki neviki bathi siyinsiphe emanzini so much arine emlilweni ophunyuka bamphethe bafethu. We thank you so much. English Broken Business. Danko.